All right, good to see everybody. I'm glad I'm actually back in Macon for a couple days. It was funny, I was watching the girls' game yesterday, and then Coach just said something about, it's great to have a home court advantage, and I thought your ladies took advantage. You could see there was no panic. They just gritted through it and found a way to win, and I was laughing because when you said home court advantage, I said, man, what's that? We only see that 4 times the entire November and December. So, no, we've had a week. Obviously, last Monday we played DePaul, came back Wednesday and played at home, and then took a nice 6-hour drive to Mobile on Friday night and got back about 1 a.m. on Saturday evening. So it's been good. I mean, we were just talking about as a staff. Fortunately, this is the 4th time I've been able to take over a program, and early on we want to rush to so many judgments of what's working, what's not working, and what. Well, a lot of times you have to just embrace the journey and take day by day. You're trying to go 1-0, and I thought what we did this week, obviously we had a tough road trip. You're playing a Big East opponent who's playing really, really well right now. A lot of travel, and then you're playing a South Alabama team who's going to be a good team in the Sun Belt. But I thought what we did is we put more consistent minutes together with our group. I thought if you go back to DePaul, really tough first half for our group. Kind of the first real game, and this is not a not a knock on Virginia Lynchburg, but really we just, we won that game by a large margin, so didn't get a chance to get tested. So DePaul, the first 15 minutes I thought were really eye-opening for our guys, and we look at the second half, really battled, did some things defensively that we liked, and I thought we carried that over to Trinity Baptist, which, wasn't a super test for us, but saw some progress from Monday to Wednesday. And then when we played South Alabama, it's a team that's going to be really good. They've been good in that league, but they're a team that plays 40 minutes of zone. And so no matter how much we prepare, we try to get our guys ready for that. That's really the first opportunity. We had to see something completely different. And I thought it was a very similar story. I thought we had a stretch in the middle of the first half and early second half where we just were trying to kind of find ourselves. And but I thought we had 20 to 22, 24 good minutes of basketball, and I thought you saw some guys finding some rhythm. But again, it's so early, man. I walked in that locker room disappointed with every loss, but we got the right group of guys in there. It's a group that can be connected. It's a group that's talented enough to be really good. But I can sit here and tell you every Monday we're not going to judge our entire week based on the results of wins and losses. Said it from the beginning, and I'll say it all the way until March 15th. Our job is to play our best basketball in March, and if that means experimenting with some different lineups and playing a certain way early on to get us the best in March, then we're going to do that. And I thought our guys competed really hard. Down 2 at a Sun Belt school, 2 minutes to go. We got a really good shooter shooting a wide open 3. I think if you'd have said 6 months ago, hey, this is going to be the scenario, I think we all would have signed up for that. Unfortunately, it doesn't go in. We give up a couple loose ball rebounds late, and there's a big difference between competing and winning. And our guys were competing their tails off. We're just a couple possessions away from finding ways to win some of those games. And the good and the bad, it doesn't get any easier. Obviously, we're going to go to South Carolina on Thursday. And then we have a stretch of games where we're away from home again, Jacksonville, and we'll play a winner or a loser down in Fort Myers. So it's we're going to stay on the road and kind of find out who we are here this next 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. So I'll open it up for any questions with that.
Coach, with a big MTE coming up, I mean, it's a chance, like you said, see more out of your guys. What are you looking to get not only from South Carolina, but also in that tournament as well? You said you want to see more out of your team.
Yeah, I think obviously we're going to play South Carolina on Thursday. It's an SEC opponent, but then really after that, you have a lot of mid-major programs that they're probably very similar to us. Trying to find their footing. We'd expect a lot of close games, but I think what we're really looking for is we've got to find the right mesh of guys. Got to find the exact route that we want to play, and that takes time. Like Coach has said, we put together. We always say 11 new guys. We put together 14 new guys with Alex, TJ, and Ja coming back. Thankful they came back. I just never coached them. So we've got 14 guys that we're trying to figure out, our top 7, 8, 9 guys. And I think next Monday, Tuesday against similar competition, you're going to have an opportunity to do that. And then you go the route of what best fits your team.
Who's really stood out to you on paper so far through the first few games?
It's funny. We've played 4 games, and I think it's been a couple different guys. Obviously, on Saturday, Chip Johnson was great. He has 26 points, hit 6 threes. I thought, he didn't stat particularly great, but Brady Shoulders, our mentality is just significantly different when he's in the game. He's a freshman kid that's physically and mentally built the right way. I'm not huge on plus minus, for the entire game, but I think when he's in the game, our guys have a different edge to him. I thought Jock Quinones played well off the bench, and but it's still everyone figuring out. I thought Ahmad had a pretty good game, and so I think you're going to see here in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks that group kind of shrink down and kind of find out exactly who we are.
What does your ideal rotation look like? 8, 9, 10 guys? Like, what are you looking to
Yeah, I think in the non-conference, you want to give yourself a chance to explore some different opportunities. So we'll play a little bit more guys in the non-conference, but I would suspect by the time we get to January, we'll have 8, 8.5, 9 guys feeling really comfortable and in rhythm. Hopefully ready to compete for a championship.
How do you measure progress when, as you said, you've got basically 14 new guys in your new?
Yeah, I think it's obviously the easiest way to teach it, right, is when you win, because then your guys definitely believe. But how do you measure it? I mean, I think that's why we got an unbelievable staff. We go back, we look at film. Did we move forward today? Did we go 1-0 today? And whatever that measuring stick is for the current day, we've got to hit that benchmark. And I can tell you right now, Saturday I thought we competed. I thought we were out toughed. And that's got to be a focus on. I alluded to it with Coach Jacobs. A lot of terms they use. That's a lot of the way we want to play. And I think early on in the season, when you're teaching so many different things, you got to make sure you reinforce what's important. And I thought today we've got to have a toughness day. We've got to go in. We've got to rebound the basketball. We got to make sure our mentality is good enough to go compete for the next. What do we got? The next 7 out of 9 on the road. That's a daunting challenge. You got to make sure you're mentally and physically tough enough to go do that.
What surprised you about your team thus far most?
I don't know. We've had a lot of surprises. I think it's still so early. I think we're in a good spot. It's obviously we'd like to get a win Saturday, but I think we're in a good spot moving forward. I think we've got all hands on deck. I think everyone's committed to the process. I don't know that there's a necessary surprise at this point right now.
Alex and Marcus combined, I think, for like 7 shots against South Alabama. Is this something South Alabama's defense did, or do you guys need to get the ball down low to them more, or do they need to be kind of more aggressive looking for the shots?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of all those. I thought South Alabama, like I said, they're a team that we probably won't face a lot of teams like them the rest of the year. They play 40 minutes of zone. They pack it in. Obviously, we had maybe 12 threes that way. But they pack it in, and when the ball got to the post, they were doubling it. And, we got good fives. So it was definitely a plan of theirs to try to deter the ball from going in there. But, again, you'll see the next 6, 7, 8 games as we shrink our rotation and get a better flow offensively. I think you'll see those guys work a little more efficiently to get the ball, and we'll find ways to get him the ball.